Everybody, welcome in. There was an update out yesterday regarding Nicola Bulley and her having a problem with alcohol and a problem with menopause. It really did bother me. So let's go ahead and wrap up all of these new updates into one. And with that, let's get into it.
If Nicola was in that river, I would have found her. I can guarantee you that. She wouldn't have. We would have found her, and she's not there, in that section of the river up there. In my personal view, getting carried out to the sea, I think it's a long way to go in a tidal river. A tide that goes out, a tide that comes in. I would have thought that she would have surfaced by now and been found by dog walkers. That's my honest opinion. I'm totally baffled by this one, to be honest.
Yesterday, during the press conference, they touched on Nicola's phone, Nicola's Fitbit. They touched on the red Renault/van, and they touched on the abandoned derelict house across the Wyre River from the bench that she was seen on, or actually where her phone was found. The suspicious fisherman. There was a stained glove that was found, and the CCTV at the caravan site, and the missing car keys. Basically, besides the car keys not being found, they said that the caravan site was cooperating. Whether or not there's CCTV footage there or not, she did not really make that clear. There was a stained glove from a field close to where Bulley was last seen. They said it was about 7 miles away from the bench. The suspicious fisherman. She added that they were trying to still trace the men to make sure there is no further information they can give, but they say also that they cannot see any of those fishermen at the time of Bulley's disappearance on the CCTV. They mention the red van and say that we are really grateful to members of the public for ringing into the inquiry. We wouldn't have got this far without everyone's help. But it's also really obvious that we are being inundated with false information, accusations, rumors that are distracting our work. And the final, even though they are trying to track down the owner of the red tatted van, it was not being treated as suspicious. So what do they know that we don't know? The derelict house, she mentioned that they went over there and the owner allowed him to search it 3 different times. Nicola's phone was found on the bench sitting face up, and Willow's harness was between the bench and the Wyre River. The Fitbit, despite many technicians investigating the Fitbit, no further information can be gained from that as it hadn't been synced for a number of days. Let's go have a listen in to the 2 parts that I cut out of that press conference yesterday, because absolutely none of this makes sense. And then we'll end this video on maps.
She was reported missing following the information that was provided to the police by her partner Paul, and based on a number of specific vulnerabilities that we were made aware of, Nicola was graded as high risk. That is normal in a missing person from investigation with the information we were in possession of. She was immediately treated as a MISPA, and then on the Monday, the 30th of January, I was identified as the senior investigating officer. At that time, we reviewed all the information that had been gathered in the days prior to her being reported. And as any senior investigating officer does, you form a number of hypotheses. That is, scenarios which are possible from the information to hand. Those hypotheses included the one that she possibly could have gone into the river, that there could have been third-party involvement, and lastly, that she could have left the area voluntarily. Those hypotheses have remained in place throughout, are reviewed regularly, as is normal with any SIO running a major investigation.
So this alcohol problem that was mentioned 3 weeks before Nicola went missing, they had a domestic disturbance at their house where the police made a welfare check, but nobody was arrested. And from what I'm gathering, somehow that incident involved alcohol. Let's listen to the next video.
No evidence to indicate a criminal aspect or third-party involvement in Nicola's disappearance. However, the officers involved in the investigation are the same experienced specialist and many senior officers who are concerned with the investigation of the most serious and complex crimes. That is the importance and focus we have given to the investigation to find Nicola. To give you some figures to back up some of what I've described, we visited more than 300 premises, spoken to almost 300 people, and received around about 1,500 pieces of information into the inquiry. In terms of the physical searches, both water-based and on land, we've used specialist resources from both police, a range of other agencies, and I'm grateful to those other agencies who've supported us. We continue to search extensively the River Wyre and surrounding area downstream and out into the sea towards the estuary. We've consulted with national experts in their field, including environmental and tidal experts, and have carried out an extensive land search surrounding the river, including some properties around the area where Nicola went missing. It is important for me to stress that the investigation continues, it is ongoing, and we are meticulously reviewing all information gathered from members of Nicola's family, the public, CCTV, dashcam, and other digital devices, to name just a few.
Let's do this road trip one more time, the day that Nicola went missing. This is Hall Lane. Hall Lane is the road the lady was going to the cake shop, and she claimed she saw the red van in front of a barn, an abandoned barn, a garage. I'm not sure exactly where it was. So Hall Lane. Off of Hall Lane is the derelict mansion where the owner was the day that Nicola went missing, which is right here. The bench is right over here. The upper field right here. Nicola was seen right about here. The caravan park. There's a CCTV footage camera supposedly right here. Maybe that is the camera that saw Nicola in the field. And you can see the towpath around the walk, up onto the upper field, and then back down. Right? So we follow this towpath. It comes around, it comes out, and it comes out right at the bridge. Here's the bridge. Okay, Hall Ave, the derelict house. So let's go down to a black pole, the church, the cemetery, and the primary school. Church car park. So maybe that's where Nicola parked. The two fishermen were seen the day before Nicola went missing at 7:45 a.m. by a male passerby who was still unidentified. And then the day that she went missing, he saw one of the fishermen, and he claimed that the fisherman tried to hide his face. That was ruled out in a press conference, even though the fishermen have not come forward. Here's the entrance of where Nicola would have went in on the towpath, and she would have came out. And this is where the banner with her picture is hanging, and the yellow ribbons that everyone is putting out in honor of Nicola, and hopefully she is going to be found. I love the architect in England. So when you go down Blackpool, I guess this is another parking lot to get into the park. We have the Black Pub. What is that pub called? Here's the gas station. Let's find that club where the grapes. So this is the club that has the CCTV footage. Here's where the protesters are standing. There's the fresh flower sign. So they're on Blackpool. If you follow Blackpool right around this bend, look at these people driving on the wrong side of the road. Here's Allotment Road. This is the road before the caravan park, and it turns into Agar Stang Road. This is the Oaks, like a little housing development, well, community. Let me see exactly where we are real quick. Almost to the caravan park. Wait a second. Sorry guys, I'm lost. Okay, Ronan Water, here we go. So we stopped right about here. We go down a little further. We've got a restaurant. Where is this place? Here it is. The caravan park. It doesn't look like... It's at Rosenwater. Why am I so confused on the other side of the park? This is definitely the caravan park because here's the upper field. Let's look at it this way. Upper field, lower field, the bench, the desolate house, the path out to the bridge of the church, Hall Lane. She is not in the river, in my opinion, and she left this park somehow with a nobody thinking that anything was weird that day. Dog walkers, people communicated with her, logged into the team meeting. Somebody, if she didn't fall into the Wyre River, and they haven't found her by now, which Falding said she would have been found. Somebody got her out of the park. My thoughts are somebody she knew got her out of the park. Maybe let's go meet, let's have a coffee, I'm coming your way. Whatever the case may be, maybe somebody just showed up and caught her at the gate leaving where there is no camera at the bridge and brought the dog, the harness, and the phone back. It is the only logical thing that makes sense. And as far as her having a few drinks, that being an issue, the police coming to her house 3 weeks before she went missing, that could have something to do with it. But I believe there is a third party involved, and that is just my thoughts. And I truly hope that she is found soon and that this police department does a better search, or they are searching. It's just a case that has me completely baffled. Please guys, drop your comments and your opinions, but that is it for this video. We will have to wait and see, hopefully, that something new comes out of the Nicola Bulley story. And with that, it is a wrap. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Please make sure you click that like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications so you do not miss the next time we drop a video or go live. Everybody, have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant.